In my previous video I talked about wanting to become a really cool person, like a really cool 50-year-old person, like setting the deadline of 50 years old, because I feel like as many people get older, they lose more of their personalities. And what do I mean by this? Well, they don't really have anything that defines them. They don't really have a passion, and they don't really dare to stand out. Probably don't even really know who they are anymore. Yeah, just... I mean, we all know it. The fear of, like the public opinion of what other people think about us, even if we tell ourselves that we don't. It's very much there, I would think. Anyway, so I want to be working on all of those things, and I have pretty big insecurities that I have to overcome first, because, for example, one is, well, my hairline. I hate how I look. Even to the extent that I'm thinking, like, how can other people feel attracted to me or even like me? Before I started losing hair already, I already had a little bit of a complex. I remember being like 18 years old, freshman year of, first year of college, and I noticed that my forehead isn't straight, it's skewed. And I saw this one evening, and the next day I went to school, and I was sitting next to this pretty girl. We got along well, we were friends, and she was just interacting normally with me, and I was like, how can she act normally towards me? Like, I'm looking hideous. I look like a monster. I'm pretty sure that's like the word monster was what I thought of myself. So I was 18 back then, and then I feel like the 1 or 2 years after, actually things got a little bit better. Like, I did get a little bit more self-confidence. And then I started losing my hair. Like, my scalp became super itchy. I sometimes woke up, actually quite often, I woke up scratching my scalp. Like, I woke up and I was already scratching my scalp. It's so insanely itchy that it was. And hair was falling out. And I didn't realize that I was actually losing hair. I was like, okay, like, there's something with this itchiness, but I didn't think that I would actually already lose hair at the age of 20 years old. Until one evening I washed my hair and I looked in the mirror and I was like, I feel like my hairline is getting thinner. And it was probably one of the most terrifying moments of my life. This one, and then the years after. About 2 years after, I went to a hair specialist, and he took some hair, and so he was inspecting my hair, and his face was just all sadness when he looked at me. I think in general, his main expression was like sadness. But he inspected me, analyzed me, and he asked me, how old are you? And I said, 22. He was like, damn, so young. And it made me feel horrible. And then he took some hairs, and he showed me pictures of other people balding, and like some people that were already losing half of their hair. And I was like, but that's not how bad it is with me. And he said, yes, it is. You already lost more than half of your hair. You're a little bit lucky that you have a type of hair that can kind of conceal it, but you already lost more than half of your hair. And then he analyzed the hairs, and he said, like, from the 10 hairs that I took, all of them are pretty damaged, and so maybe like 100% of your hair is going to fall out, potentially. And here are your treatment options. So maybe he was trying to sell. I don't think that the genuine. That his reaction was quite genuine about my age and the pity for me. Still, that's one way to destroy a young man's confidence. And more people have it. Probably, I feel like there's just so many young men having baldness or going baldish, I don't know. And then there's obviously even a lot more older people. Anyway, needless to say, that's one pretty big complexity of mine. That I just think that I look hideous, and obviously, like, I wish that I would have a cool style of clothing. And then I try things on, I buy things, I'm like, oh, that looks cool, and then I look in the mirror, or I see myself on a picture with one of the new clothes that I bought, and I was like, no, I still look ridiculous. And obviously this kind of, where I want to go with this is I have goals for myself that are pretty socially, that require me to have social interactions, and just in general I want to be better socially. So there's my fear of, well, how I look, that's one thing, and two, there's a security about me thinking that I'm a boring person. And both of those things, both me thinking of how I look and me thinking of being boring, are already proven to be false. I mean, there's plenty of people that showed that they feel attracted to me, or at least most people interact normally with me despite how I look, or despite how I think that I look. And secondly, okay, I might not be the funniest person, but to some people I'm funny. Like my past girlfriends all thought that I was pretty funny. So at least I'm a little bit funny to some people. And I think that I can be a little bit funny. But yeah, when I just get so easily in my own head thinking that I'm not good enough, that I'm boring, that I'm not good looking. So when interacting with new people, I immediately think that they are going to think negatively about me. And I want this to change in general. I'm trying to work on them, but at the same time, so again, I'm working on this project in which that I have to approach people and ask if I can take a cool picture of them. And the few times that I've already done it, all been like, there was really nice interactions, quite normally. So I think there's ways to work on my insecurities, but at the same time I also feel that I might just need to get over them, kind of force my way through. I don't know. I do not know, to be honest. But yeah, those are things that I'm working on right now. And I don't really know how to effectively get over them, because I feel I've been working on them for quite a while, and there's so many things that I'm trying to do, but at the same time, since I'm trying different things, it feels like nothing really gets done. Also, one of the reasons why I'm making these videos, to just learn to speak. And okay, well, maybe one last point. Because of all those insecurities, and this is pretty important, I feel that I'm passive. I'm so often putting myself in a passive position. I'm putting myself in a position where I don't want to take space. And this is something that came out of this conversation that I had with a friend. In some things you have to lead. Like in some things that I want to do, I have to lead. For example, I dance, like a partner dance. But I'm constantly stressed about what the other person is thinking. I'm constantly stressed that what I'm doing is right or enjoyable for the other person. And so obviously it makes me get into a position that I'm afraid to really express myself, that I do the moves and be fully present in trying to do something and have fun and listen to the music, because I'm just so much in my own head thinking things are going bad, I'm doing things wrong, am I doing things right? And the other person, since you're dancing together, will feel this. And then there's the photography project, in which I have to go to somebody, say like, hi, I like your style, can I take a picture with you? I'm thinking of doing something like this. I have to be able to kind of take up space, like, or at least that's how we describe it, like to express what I want. But because of my insecurities, I already kind of ball up, and I would even say like feel like the moment that I'm trying to take up like a little bit of space, I'm expressing like a little bit of what I want to do, I'm already going like, oh, but I'm sorry, like you don't have to do this. I think that's for sure the biggest thing that I have to work on right now, to actually be someone who is able to lead, someone who is able to say like, hey, I have this idea, can we do this? If you don't want to do it, I mean, if the person doesn't want to do it, then they will tell it. But yeah, at least say this, or kind of start fighting for what I want, despite all those insecurities that I have about myself. And I mean, all of those things also define who I am. So I shouldn't just look at them as negatives. I also think that I should, or can look at them as positives, as things that I can use to say like, hey, I'm different. This is who I am as a person. I hope all of this made a little bit of sense. I hope that I will get better, that I will learn to kind of accept all of it and put it in a way that I like. We will see. I mean, I'll try. And for whoever watched this video, I hope you got something out of it as well.